Okay, so today I'm going to actually talk about how you can lose more weight. I get asked this question quite a lot because I'm actually really small and I'm basically a size 8. I have gained weight before in my lifetime when I did the wrong things. So, you know, I sort of know how, you know, you can gain a bit of weight. I did have like a pot belly at one stage. And in my lifetime, I've gained weight probably, you know, 2 or 3 times, okay? And I've been very lucky and all the rest of it, but I've lost that weight back. And I continue to be at a weight at around, you know, 49 kilos, 50 kilos. I'm about 5'4", and that makes me quite petite and quite skinny, okay? So I'm going to give you 6 tips today on how you can lose more weight, okay, and keep it off for life. All right, so what's the first tip? The first tip is that you need to understand the 80-20 rule, okay? Now, the 80-20 rule exists just about everywhere. You know, it exists in finance, it exists in, you know, whatever, so all parts of your life, but it does also exist in your nutritional exercise routine, okay? So to keep yourself at the weight that you want to be, or you want to lose weight or whatever, okay, it's the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule basically is 80% diet and 20% exercise, all right? So let's just talk about exercise first. So the very first tip that I'm going to give you is that you just need to do exercise, and it doesn't have to be like a strenuous exercise or anything like that, okay? So what you're aiming to do is get in about 1.5 hours a week, okay? So you're looking, you can do it in a number of ways. You can do it in 3 sessions, so you have 30-minute session 3 times a week, or you can just do it in 1 session and do 1.5 hours. When you do your exercise, just find something that you like, okay? Because I walk, okay? You can just do walking. Walking is enough, okay? You can jog, you can go to the gym, whatever it is that you like. Just find something you like and make sure you get your exercise at least for 1.5 hours per week. Okay, so my second tip to lose weight is that you need to get plenty of sleep. So you're looking at about 8 hours of sleep a night, okay? That's probably the most optimum amount of hours. And the reason why you need a lot of sleep is your body recuperates during sleep, so it regenerates and heals the most during sleep. And so basically, if you're trying to lose weight, this is probably the time that your body will regenerate itself, you know, get rid of the fat and all of that sort of thing, and make yourself healthy again. So get yourself plenty of sleep. Yeah, go to bed early and get your 8 hours, a minimum of 8 hours a night. Okay, so tip number 3, we're going to go into food now. Your diet is probably the most important part of this whole process, okay? If you don't get this part right, you pretty much won't lose weight. Okay, so part of this whole thing is that you need to understand is that it's 80% diet and 20% exercise, not the other way around. You've got people that are doing 80% exercise and 20% food. No. You have to do it this way, okay? It has to be done this way. It's 80% food. If you can't get your food right, you can't exercise it off, okay? That's not how it works. You have to get the food right first, and the exercise comes second. So how do we get the food portion of? How do we know what to do in terms of your diet and what to eat and all the rest of it, okay? Well, okay, so just to make it all very simple, what you're trying to do is you're trying to have a high-fat, low-carb diet, okay? That's how you're going to lose weight. And you're not going to cut out all the carbs in your diet because that's stupid, okay? What you do is you basically have a very minimum amount of carbs. And again, the 80-20 rule, 80% everything else, 20% carbs is probably the best way to do it, okay? So the things that I suggest that you do is eat these things, okay? So first of all, you can have meat. You can have meat as long as it's not processed meat, yeah? You don't want to eat any of the stuff like hams and salamis, sausages and all that sort of stuff. Anything that's processed, like where the meat has been changed in some way, you want to keep away from all that sort of stuff. You can have just normal meat. That's like chicken with the skin on. You can have steak. You can have chops. You can have meat with fat in it, okay? Honestly, it does not matter. And in fact, the more fat that you have in your diet, the better it's going to be, okay? The second part of it is that you need to have low carbs. Okay, so low carbs are basically another word for sugar. And the carbs in your diet are basically things like pasta, rice, crackers, chips, white potatoes. Now you can have sweet potato, that's okay. Just have as much sweet potato as you like, okay? Soft drinks, just stay away from soft drinks, okay? Basically what you can do is you can have juice instead of soft drinks, okay? With the soft drinks, just can them completely, or you can have them once in a while, but do not have them every day, okay? Try not to have them every day. Substitute them for juice, and what you want to do is you want to have 100% juice. Now, if you're going to have juice, the best juice to have is the one with the pulp. Now, in the supermarket nowadays, most of the juices that you can buy, they take the pulp out. But if you can find one with the pulp, that's gold. That's what you want, okay? And I have seen a few, fruit juices where they actually include the pulp, okay? They're kind of hard to find, but you can find them. Don't drink 25% juice and all that sort of stuff. That's rubbish. It's just utter rubbish. Don't touch that stuff. Nuts. You can have nuts. Nuts are like, don't have too many nuts though. Like for example, cashew nuts have a lot of fat in them. You do want to have fat, but you just don't want to overdo it. And like everything in life, everything in moderation, yeah? So you want to increase your fat content, but you don't want to overdo it. Like you don't want to have heaps and heaps that you're just going to blow up or whatever, yeah? Just have it in moderation, but increase your fat content and have the good fat. All right. But the good fats are basically your omega-3s and omega-6s and all that sort of stuff, yeah? Okay, the reason why you want to increase your fat content and lower your carbs, so you have high fat, low carb diet, is because normally the body churns carbohydrates for your energy, right? And then once it's done that, it'll go to your fat resources. However, if you have a high fat, low carb diet, what will happen is your body will start to churn fat for its first source of energy, okay? Because there are no carbs to burn, yeah? It will go to your fat resources, and that means it will start churning the fat that's already stored in your body as well for energy. And that's what you want. You want to actually get into this stage where what they call ketosis, and the body will start to burn fat resources in your body. This is how you lose weight very, very quickly. Your diet, what you want to do is you want to have full cream dairy, okay? Don't buy all that low fat crap, okay? That stuff is making you fatter. Anything that's where they've actually changed or modified the actual food, like it's low fat now because they've taken out the fat or whatever, don't do that. Just do not, in fact, don't touch any of the low fat stuff. If it says low fat, don't touch it, okay? Go for normal foods that are, that have the normal amounts of whatever it is. Normal amounts of fat. It's not been compromised, it's not been changed in any way. So have full cream milk, full cream cheese, and all that sort of stuff. But have them in moderation, yeah? Just don't touch the low fat stuff in any way, shape or form. The other thing you want to do is you want to keep away from the sugar-free stuff, okay? So anything that says no sugar or sugar-free and all that sort of stuff, unless it's just natural sugar from the natural food itself. If they've just taken out the sugar and they replaced it with aspartame or some other chemical, you want to stay away from that crap as well, okay? Those are the types of foods that are actually making you fat. So what I suggest you do is, on your plate you have like meat, and if you do eat meat, and then you have like a large portion of vegetables, and you can just choose whatever vegetables you like, but you want to go with different colors. So you know, you might want to go for a green color vegetable and a yellow one and a red one and an orange one or something, and just mix it all up. As long as you eat your colors, I think that you should be right. And you have quite a few vegetables on your plate, so you might have like a piece of steak, and then you might have, you know, half your plate full of vegetables, and then you have a quarter of your plate with carbohydrates. So you might have, like, for example, a sweet potato, or you might even have like white potatoes, but you just have a little bit. You have like one white potato, yeah. You might have chips, but if you have chips, for example, you would have like, I don't know, a small portion of chips. Like, have chips, I mean, you know, once in a while you can have chips. No one's saying that you have to cut everything out, and I don't recommend that you cut everything out. You can have chips, for example. You can just have a small portion of chips, yeah. Or you can have a piece of bread or something like that, yeah. So whatever it is, you can still have carbs, and I recommend that you still have some carbs, because if you cut it out completely, you're gonna go nuts. You're just gonna like think about it all the time and all that sort of stuff. So you're supposed to have some carbs in your diet. You shouldn't cut it out completely. So make sure you have something on your plate that is a carb. You also want to have a lot of fruit, like the whole fruit in its natural form, okay? You can eat as much fruit as you want. You know, people have all these rules where you have to keep the fruit to a bare minimum or whatever it is. You're going to have 3 pieces a day or whatever it is. That's utter rubbish, okay? The fruit in itself, if you eat it whole, is completely balanced, okay? It's got vitamins, minerals, it's got fiber, it's got all that sort of stuff. Nature has done tremendously to keep everything all balanced. So if you're going to eat the fruit, just go for your life, eat whatever you want, and just so long as you eat the whole fruit and don't cut off the skin and all that sort of stuff, you'll be fine. You know, you have monkeys that live in the forest or whatever, and all they do is eat fruit all day long. That's all they do, because that's their diet, right? And you don't see any fat monkeys around, do you? It's honestly, fruit, the sugar in fruit is not going to make you fat. It's just not. The other thing that you want to do is you want to increase your health overall by eating some foods that are just going to do that for you, that are very nutritional. Okay, so the things that I recommend that you have on a regular basis is tea. Have like, you know, 4 cups of tea a day or something like that. And I recommend you have at least 1 cup of green tea a day. Okay, green tea is just so healthy for you. It will just be so nutritional for the whole body that I can't explain all the benefits of green tea in this one video, but just do it. Just do at least 1 green tea a day. You can also have coffee, because coffee is pretty good for you as well, and it increases your metabolism. Okay, so you want to do that. Guarana is another good way for you to increase your metabolism. So you want to increase your metabolism. There's a couple of things that it does when you increase your metabolism, okay, artificially, just by, or naturally really, by drinking tea, coffee or guarana, is that first of all, you're burning, you're churning through more energy because your metabolism is higher. But also when your metabolism is higher, you actually feel less hungry, okay, because your body feels like, you know, there's stuff going on in your body, so it doesn't feel the need to have so much energy put into it, I guess, and so you sort of feel less hungry because of it. The other thing that I recommend that you do is to eat banana a day. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but bananas have been researched to be like a happiness food, okay? So they they increase a lot of things in your body. Like they've got tryptophan, which converts into serotonin, which is like a feel-good hormone in your body. It has carbohydrates, so you've got a source of carbohydrates. I just don't want you to, like, you know, go crazy on this low carb thing, right? So just to eat a banana a day in the mornings or something like that is actually going to make sure that you have a source of carbohydrates, and it's actually going to make you feel good, because the bananas have been researched to be like a happiness food. And so if you eat it in the mornings, then, you know, you're going to feel like feel good. And in feeling good is actually one of the best ways for you to actually control your diet. Because what happens is, when you're feeling like shit, that's when you start eating food, like bad food, yeah, food that you're not supposed to be eating. So you want to keep your emotions stable and happy and all the rest of it, so that you can keep with your diet and feel more in control and all that sort of thing. A lot of people are emotional eaters, okay? So anything to keep yourself emotionally stable and happy, I recommend. So just eat that one banana a day. Okay, so tip number 4 is that I suggest you do positive affirmations and meditations, okay? So basically what you're tending to do here is you're keeping a healthy mind, keeping positive thoughts, making yourself feel happy and stable. Okay, so my tip number 5 is that you should never ever count calories, because when you start counting calories, you become obsessed with food and your diet, and that's the last thing that you want. You don't want to be obsessed with it. What I recommend you do is just weigh yourself once a week. Never ever weigh yourself every day. All right, that will just demotivate you and make you feel like you're obsessed with the whole journey. What you want to do is you just want to weigh yourself once a week. You want to get preoccupied doing something else. You don't want to focus on, you know, your whole life is about food. That's definitely not what you want. And when you're eating, just what I recommend you do is you eat until you're full and then you stop. Okay? Don't graze or pick at food or keep on eating food once you're full. Okay? Try not to eat food when you're bored. Okay? Just because you just want stimulation. Okay? Don't do that. Okay? But if you do, okay, but just say you get bored and you do want to eat some food. Or just eat some healthy food. Just eat like some fruit and some vegetables or something, yeah? So that you don't get into this, you know, routine of eating like snacks, like chips. There's plenty of healthy snacks around. You can eat, like, for example, you can eat popcorn, you can have fruit, you can have nuts, you can have all sorts of things. But even if you have chips, yeah, you can have chips, just don't have too many of them. Just, you can have a few, that's fine. No one said that you can't, you have to give them up completely. Okay, so my last tip to lose weight is that instead of being focused on your diet and your exercise and all that sort of stuff, obviously you're going to introduce all these things into your life. But what you want to do is you want to find something you're passionate about. Okay, it could be a hobby, it could be like a career-based thing or something you're learning that's new, okay? And get obsessed with that. And so what it does is it provides a distraction for you instead of you having to think about the food and the diet and all the stuff that you have to do and how long it's going to take for you to lose weight and all that sort of stuff. You're going to be a lot more happy if you focus on a passion, and then you're going to be distracted as well. And sometimes you're just so distracted you don't eat that much, you know, and you're actually feeling really a lot happier when you follow some sort of a passion. So try and find that, and if you don't have a passion, well, go on a journey to find one. All right? So those are my tips for losing weight fast. Comment down below what you think of the tips. If you have any more suggestions, what you think that I might have missed in these 6 tips, good or bad, doesn't really matter. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button and hit the bell button and make your comments, okay? And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.